Joseph in me. Genesis 39. Genesis 39. Joseph in me. I need him. Because I realize that many believers, and you'll see how significant this event was, that many people, when they don't understand what God is doing, can be tempted to, like Job's wife said, curse God and just die. When they don't understand what God is doing, sometimes we're tempted to speak ahead of the revelation, and that can cause us the manifestation. I want you to hear me tonight because tonight is very significant. One of my sons said he knew, I thought he heard something, but he said that I have a major announcement to make. And I was trying to figure out who told you to have something to say. But I realized it was the prophet I was talking to, but he understood then. I got it. That God chose tonight. Now, Tuesday nights are significant because it's not a regular day. People come to church on Sunday. And you come to here on Tuesday. Genesis 39. Joseph had been taken down to Egypt, verse 1, and Potiphar, an officer or a eunuch of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him down there. The Lord was with Joseph. Now tonight you have to promise me that you read because I want you to see something here. The Lord was with Joseph, and he was a successful man. I pray that your spirit be open tonight and that you be enlightened. The first verse speaks to Joseph being sold by some people, being purchased by a person. But the same one who was sold and purchased is a successful man. Genesis 39, verse 1. Look at the text. Joseph had been taken down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, they're making it very clear as to who he's dealing with here, bought him from the Ishmaelites who had taken him down there. The Lord was with Joseph. And what happened? He was a successful man, although he is purchased, although he is now the commodity of a person, he is still successful. Now, within the first 2 minutes of my talk, I'll ask you, why are you failing then? He was not in any way as free as we are to flourish. But because of who was with him, it doesn't matter what conditions surrounded him, success was never controlled by the Egyptian. It tells me then that it doesn't matter what conditions surround you, success is not controlled by your enemies. They don't have the power to stop you from succeeding. Now let's look further. Verse 3. And his master saw that the Lord was with him. Now who's Potiphar? What race, what nationality is he? What citizenship? Egyptian. An Egyptian could see that God is with Joseph. Okay. Did he have 11 brothers before this event happened? Okay. Did they see that God was with Joseph? Okay. So it had to take Joseph being sold by his brothers, being hurt by his brothers, for a stranger to see who is with him. The Lord was with Joseph. When he saw that, he made all, or God made all he did to prosper in his hand. So Joseph found favor in his sight and served him. Then he made him overseer of his house and all that he had put under his authority. Verse 5, so it was from the time that he made him overseer of the house and all he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. And the blessing of the Lord was on all that he had in the house and in the field. Okay. The scripture says that Potiphar saw that God was with Joseph. Is that what the Bible just said? Talk to me. Okay. Potiphar, because of what he saw, made Joseph responsible for his whole house. Because I see God on you, I therefore entrust my entire house to you. Why? Because I see God on you. Now, I'll be talking back and forth to get you somewhere in a minute. Potiphar could see God with Joseph. And because he sees God with Joseph, he said, I could trust you with everything because I see God with you. All right. Now we have to go over to verse number 7. It came to pass after these things that his master's wife was cast longing eyes on Joseph. She wanted to be with him. And said, lie with me. But he refused. Said to his master's wife, look, my master does not know what is with me in this house. He has committed all that he has to my hand. There's no one greater in this house than I. Nor has he kept back anything from me but you, because you're his wife. How can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? So it was that she spoke to Joseph day by day, and he did not pay attention or give attention to her, to lie with her. But it happened. We're reading a bit. It happened as time passed that Joseph was in the house and all the men were not there. What did she do? Who knows what happened? This is Sunday school test. What did she do? She grabbed a hold of him, and what did he do? He ran and left the clothes. Okay, then, so she now has in her hand his coat. She has his covering. And she said, I will use his covering against him. So when he ran away, verse 13, when she saw, or so it was when she saw that she had left his garment in her hand and fled outside, she called the men of her house and spoke to them, saying, see, he has brought to us a Hebrew. Not now, this boy working in her house, he's working in her house. She knows his name. But now because I have his covering, I'll address him by what covers him. Aren't you get that in a minute? Who are Hebrews? Why did she call him a Hebrew? They're the people of God. Okay, so now I have his covering. Because he's a child of God, favor is on him, and I'm going to use this against him. You brought the Hebrew here, and look, he's mocking us. She didn't say Joseph. She's addressing his entire nation. He came to lie with me, and I cried out with a loud voice. Verse 15, and it happened, when he heard, I lifted up my voice and cried out. He left his garment with me and fled and went outside. Verse 16, she kept his garment with her until Potiphar came home. Then she spoke to him with the words like these, saying, the Hebrew servant, not Joseph. That's when you know people despise you. They don't call your name anymore. That one. The apostle. That one who says she's saved. The Hebrew servant did what? The Hebrew servant whom you brought to us came in to me to mock me or to play around with me. So it happened that I lifted up my voice and cried out. She's lying with perfection here. He left his garment with me and fled outside. So it was when his master heard the words which his wife spoke to him, saying, your servant did to me after this manner. What happened? His anger arose. Then the master took him and put him where? Into prison. Go to verse 3 now. Go back to verse 3 for me. Read what it said. Read it. And his master saw that God was with Joseph. And what else? Because of the Lord was with Joseph. Now the master's wife. You know, I take my time to get you. I want to get you to. I set you up tonight real good. The master's wife brings an accusation against the person whom the master saw God was with. But because of who was reporting about Joseph, he forgot that the Lord was with Joseph and listened to the voice of his wife, who God was not with. Now this is my married couples here now, because you need to watch yourself. You need to identify, is God with this person? If God is with this person and then you come to give me a report against the person, God I saw is with the person. Who do you trust more? The voice of your spouse or the one whom God is with? Since you're single, I could talk to you too. Since you have a trusted friend, a confidant, the people that you trust are the ones who always have a magnetic pull for Satan. If he wants to destroy you, he will always seek somebody you trust. You better pray for your pastor. I just keep telling you that before, because I ain't exempt from it. There's a reason why demons and principalities try their best to get to leaders, because leaders are trusted. Oh, okay then. And since you trust the friend, the husband, the wife, or whoever it is, the person you have confidence in, Satan also has confidence in. And he is convinced, just as you were convinced, that I could get this person to work for me. See, it's a matter of trust. Your time before God is so important that you keep heaven and God's mind as yours. Because the day you function with your trust or your trusting mind, Satan will make you not see who God is with and make you hear who you are with. This is our year of maturity, so you get hurt and you get over it, but I can talk. He will ensure you have to keep God on your mind, because if you don't keep God on your mind, Satan will make you not see who God is with and make you focus on whom you are with. But what's the trouble? Most often the person you're with, you've been with longer than the person God is with. That's the text. Because trust comes over time. And Potiphar's wife never made such a report before. He knows this girl is no crazy person. Why would she come out of the clear blue sky and tell me Joseph tried to do this? He is now angry, and because of his anger, he has shut God is with Joseph off. Put him in the prison. Put him in the prison because after all, my wife would not lie to me. I just helped 90% of my sons in here tonight, and daughters. My wife will not lie to me. But the plan was never about his wife. Your wife will not lie to you. My husband will never lie to me. When you put confidence in flesh, Satan then says, your husband would lie to you, but I will. And if your spouse takes a day off from trusting the voice of God, Satan says, I know that you still trust the voice of your spouse. So who better for me to use to give you one simple account that wasn't so? And throw your whole life of course. But you can't forget that the Lord was with Joseph. Because the Lord was with Joseph, and Potiphar's house was not the Lord's plan for Joseph, the final destination. Somebody had to get him out of the house. And who better to get him out of the house than the woman of the house? So there are times when God will ensure that the person you trust, he said, I will allow them to give you an instruction, a message, or a lie to transition someone to their destination. But since Joseph is in you, let me talk to you, since you're Joseph. God needed Joseph to be out of Potiphar's house. Watch this. Because Potiphar doesn't dream. All right, we can get here in a second. Potiphar, you don't dream, so Joseph is favored. Watch this. But Joseph is hindered because the palace could only come from a dreamer. And Potiphar's house, though it's a good place, it's a place of restriction. Why? Because the owner of the house is not a dreamer. And if the owner can't dream, then God can't get to Joseph's gift, because his gift is to interpret dreams. And if your gift is to interpret dreams, what you doing around somebody who doesn't dream? You are suffering because you're hanging around people who cannot handle your gift. They don't have the God-given gift to synchronize and to link up with your gift. They are incoherent in regard to your gifting. Joseph can understand this. God, you're with me. You have favored me. I'm not in Dothan, I'm not in a pit. Now you got me in this wonderful house. I'm the boss in here. And this woman will just lie about me just like that? And God's answer is yes, Joseph. Because the place in which you're now comfortable is the place that I never intended for you to settle. And transition for Joseph is met with pain and accusations. I'm talking to Joseph in front of me tonight. I said transition for Joseph is met with pain and accusations. If you don't like people lying about you, you're not Joseph. Because it's the lies that transition you. It's the false accusations that get you from step A to step B. Even if they fire you because of a lie, God said, you're my Joseph. I just love you so much that I'll make them talk to the boss to get you off the job. Because you're settling in Potiphar's house and he's not a dreamer. Now he's in jail. Innocent, but in prison. Did I tell you that the prison is another dark place? Just like Dothan. So go to verse 19. The master heard it. He's angry. Threw him in prison. Verse 20, sorry. Then Joseph's master took him and put him into prison, a place where the king's prisoners were confined. Now you're beginning to see the plot here now. You begin to see the picture now. The king's prisoners are not kept in Potiphar's house. Potiphar puts him in the place not where the regular people prisoners go. You're going to where Pharaoh's prisoners go. Because my wife accused you of trying to sleep with her. So I'll put you in a place where the king's prisoners go. Watch this now. Don't miss this. Potiphar is not the king. Joseph is not supposed to be in that prison. That prison is reserved for the king's prisoners. Okay then. But although Potiphar is not a dreamer, Potiphar is a strategic player. Why? He's the captain of the army, and Pharaoh could trust him. So he has access to the prison. And he says, take this boy and put him where Pharaoh puts his prisoners. Why? Because Pharaoh will have an encounter with the prisoner. He's in Pharaoh's prison now. He's in Pharaoh's prison. What this carefully here, y'all. I said he's in Pharaoh's prison. Okay. I can say it one more time, then I'll break it down for you. He's in Pharaoh's prison. He was in Potiphar's house. Potiphar's house doesn't have the name Pharaoh attached to it. He is in Pharaoh's prison, which is one step, although it's down, it's still associated with the palace. So you feel that the bad place you found yourself recently was a demotion and a downgrade and a bad place and a terrible situation. But God is saying you didn't realize that you're not in Potiphar's house. He can't help you the way I want to help you. You're down here, but you're under the palace. Okay. In those days, the prison was underground. The king will take them and drop them down there, and then he want to have fun with them, bring them up and kill them. He's underground. Okay, can I give you further revelation than this, Reggie? Okay, Reggie, look what's happening now. He is under the palace. Where do you find the foundation of a building? Who preserved Pharaoh's legacy and his life? You don't start in the penthouse. That's not the foundation. Potiphar put him as the foundation to Pharaoh's palace because he's the man who ended up at the top of the palace. Okay. It took a lie to get him in the foundation. And we're getting upset with God because we're ending up in a place we don't like. But we don't understand that we happen to be the backbone for where we are. How could you be cursing and mad at God for making you the foundation of an empire, of a family, of a church? Okay, let me help you then. Those who feel as if they are most insignificant are usually the ones who are the foundation. They don't see you. They see the beautiful windows. They see the ceiling. They see the roof, the chandelier. They don't see that you are underground, and it's your strength that keeps this structure in place. He is down there now, and he is innocent, but in prison. Oh, Jesus, help this church. Let's go further. 21. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy, which is covenant favor. That's what mercy means. And he gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. 22. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners who were in the prison. Whatever they did there, it was his doing. It doesn't matter what it was. Joseph is a man. Look at verse 23. I love 23. The keeper of the prison did not look into anything that was under Joseph's authority. Why? Because the Lord was with him. And watch this. Whatever he did. Oh, you need the next line. The Lord made it prosper. Now what this here now? It means that even if Joseph made a bad decision, because the Lord is with Joseph, God made that bad decision turn out to be good. Because all things have to work together for good to those who love him. It doesn't matter what Joseph did. The favor factor says, I will fix it for it to look good. I don't mind how you try to beat yourself up in 2015. I'll be like a thorn in your side. That God still allowed this to happen because the favor factor says your worst mistake is God's greatest opportunity. Don't tell me he can't do it. He just showed it to you. That when Joseph said something, God said that has to prosper. That got to prosper. That has to prosper. Why must that prosper? Because Joseph is the foundation.
And if there's a weakness in the foundation, the building will collapse. So God has the foundational prisoner always right. Oh, Jesus. But because you're a prisoner, see, they wouldn't listen to you like that. They wouldn't honor you like that. They'll see you as just an ordinary person who I don't have to listen to. You know apostle, you know pastor, you know bishop, who you think you are. I don't have to listen to you. But God sent me to talk to Joseph tonight that you are the foundation. You are so much stronger than you think you are. I love chapter 40 now. It came to pass, after all these things, that the butler and the baker of the king of Egypt offended their lord, the king of Egypt, who's the Pharaoh. And Pharaoh was angry with his two officers. What this? Look at their portfolio. Look at the portfolio. The chief butler and the chief baker. These are two chiefs. There's no ordinary people here now. These are the major hitters in the kitchen and the house. The butler is the one who will serve the wine to the Pharaoh and everything else, and he will sample and everything as the cupbearer, they call him to some extent. And the baker provides the bread. Two sets of people. The one gives the wine, the one gives the bread. One gives the... Jesus have mercy. Okay. I just said it to you now. For Sunday gone last 2 weeks ago. Okay. One gives the wine, one gives the bread. The two people for the wine and bread are with Joseph. Okay then. The chief, not the ordinary one now. You didn't have quality wine and poor quality bread. The chief for the wine and the chief for the bread are now in the prison with Joseph. And it came to pass that he had a dream. Each one his own dream. And Joseph, oh no, don't go there yet. Don't go there yet. Go to verse 3. So he put them in custody in the house of the captain of the guard, in the prison, the place where Joseph was confined. He put them where Joseph was confined because Egypt means confinement. And the captain of the guard charged who? Who? Joseph is accused of trying to rape his boss' wife. And the captain of the guard is putting them under Joseph. How could you be so disqualified yet empowered? You put the chief butler, the wine person, you put the chief baker under Joseph. What did I tell you is from the bottom? The foundation. Okay. What do we stand on? You can't put the wine and the butler and the bread above Joseph, because it will crush Joseph. Joseph needs a foundation on which he must stand. He stands on the wine and he stands on the bread. Okay. He is over the wine and he's over the bread. He is under Pharaoh. Pharaoh is over him. So the structure is getting stronger because the wine and the bread are under me. I'm standing on it, assured that it is well. And the king is on my head because the king needs me as his foundation. So Joseph is standing strong, sandwiched between the wine and the bread and the king. But he looks to be in trouble because he's in jail. And it came to pass that he had a dream. Each one is dream. And let me go home. Each one is dream. The butler and the baker, the king of Egypt, were confined in prison. They dreamt. So Joseph said, why are you so sad? Go to verse 9. Let's read it. The chief butler told his dream to Joseph, the butler, the wine one. Behold, in my dream, a vine was before me, and the vine, there were 3 branches. It was as though it budded, it blossomed. Its blossoms shot forth, and its clusters brought forth ripe grapes. Then Pharaoh's cup was in my hand. I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup and placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. Then Joseph said to him, this interpretation of it, the 3 branches are 3 days. Now within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift your head and restore you to your place. You will put Pharaoh's cup in his hand according to the former manner when you were his butler. That's the wine. But remember now, look at this part. We can't miss this part. Verse 14. But remember me when it is well with you. And please show kindness to me. Make mention of me to Pharaoh. And get me out of this house. For indeed I was stolen away from the land of the Hebrews. And also I have done nothing here that they should put me in this dungeon. That's verse 15. Now Joseph got a problem. This is the problem right here. You heard that is the chief butler. God revealed to you that the chief butler will have favor with Pharaoh. And you trying to get favor to get out of the prison. God said, now you have a problem here, Joseph. You got a problem because, what this? If the butler remembers you and says, Pharaoh, there's a little Hebrew boy who was wrongfully imprisoned. Let's free him. The butler, okay, could say, I made you get out because you asked me to help you. And say, I help you, Joseph. And Joseph would have been a free Hebrew, but not in charge of the palace. God said, my plan for you is so significant, Joseph, that you're asking the wrong man to help you. Because the butler serves the king. But the king is supposed to serve you. So Joseph, I will tell you what the dream means, but you're asking the wrong person to help you. And some of you have been asking one level below your favorite threshold. You just got so desperate, you started asking the wrong person to help you out. But God said when that person would have helped you, you're still below my plan. So Joseph said, please remember me. I was wrongfully imprisoned. I didn't deserve to be here. Wait, Joseph! Are you therefore telling me that God made a mistake when he visited you at 17? How could circumstances don't make you say that you are wrongfully imprisoned? No, you are rightfully placed. You were wrongly accused but rightfully positioned. Because the prison is exactly where I want you. You could never allow the things in your life to make you say to God, I feel that I'm out of place because I don't like where I am. When he set you up, I said when God set you up, when God set you up, the people will meet you in the dungeon and they leave you in the dungeon and you feel abandoned. But God said you're not abandoned. You're just being tested to see that I could get out of you, trying to get people to help you. Yes, he said, you'll have encounters with great men, but it'll be temporary because you're trying to reach out to ordinary folk. But your help, the Bible said, cometh from the Lord, which made the heavens and the earth. Your help is not from man. So Joseph is able to interpret the dreams of a butler, but the butler is not the king. So what this now? Potiphar is not a dreamer. He meets a dreamer who understands he told me the truth. But the dreamer he met is not the right dreamer yet. This dreamer is just the link between Joseph and the real deal. And Joseph is asking the link to help him. And God said, not yet. So let me show you the baker part. The baker part. The baker now. The baker, Marissa, minister. The baker, verse 16. When the chief baker saw that the interpretation was good, he said to Joseph, I also was in my dream. And there were 3 white baskets on my head. In the uppermost basket, there were all kinds of baked goods for Pharaoh. And the birds ate them out of the basket on my head. So Joseph said, boy, this didn't look good. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Within 3 days, it will lift off your head from you and hang. Pharaoh will lift off your head from you and hang you on a tree. and the birds will eat your flesh. Now you ask me for interpretation, I give it to you. You got excited because somebody else got a blessing, and you're pushing me to give you a word. So since you forced me to give you a word, I give you the word. The word is that you lose your head while he's repositioned. See why I don't have friends chase you to say, let's go to church and hear some preacher? Because they may go and get the word, but you may get another word you can't handle now. So he is excited. He saw that it worked for the butler. He said, maybe it could work for me. But what he didn't realize, that bread is meant to be broken. How could Joseph be healed of the scars of slavery and wrongful accusation and all that if the bread is not broken? The wine can't be broken. The wine takes the sin away. But the bread has to be broken. The body was broken. Don't forget what was broken. His blood was never broken. Jesus had to shed the wine so that the Father could receive us. But the bread had to be broken. Jesus, hallelujah. Ah, God of mercy. The blood of Jesus is still in the earth. His body is not, but the blood is. Jesus helped this church tonight. Joseph didn't understand by himself that he was sent the one who had wine and the one who had bread. Oh my God, and he's right there between them. And he said, bread, you'll be broken. Wine, you'll be received. And it happened exactly like it was. So Joseph, without having communion, is set up for recovery. Now let's go to the text. But it happened now that the same thing, the chief butler was restored. And he put a cup in Pharaoh's hand, verse 21, verse 22, but he hanged the chief baker as Joseph had interpreted to them. Verse 23, yet the chief butler did not remember Joseph, but forgot him. This is a good place for me to start working now. Oh God, let me go home. Then it came to pass, at the end of how long? 2 full years. Oh, God have mercy. You want to ask for help and get out easy? I'll teach you a lesson. 2 years. 2 full years. It came to pass that Pharaoh had a dream. It took 2 full years for Pharaoh to have a dream. Oh, God have mercy. All right, not 2 months. Not 2 weeks. Okay then. It took 2 full years, not 2.5 years. 2 is a number either of agreement or division. 2 years. 2 men. 2 chiefs. 1 gone. And Joseph is waiting patiently to be remembered. And Pharaoh had a dream. Pharaoh had a dream. And Pharaoh got up and started to talk. Said, who could help me? I got a problem here. And then the butler said, I have done wrong. How could I have forgotten Joseph? Now the butler remembrance comes when the king has a need. And the butler says, I know somebody who could help you, Pharaoh. Joseph is his name. For he told me that you would restore me, and I was restored by you. He spoke about the baker, and it happened. So Pharaoh, based on this boy's track record, I know that he could tell you the truth. And Pharaoh said, bring him here to me. The Bible says that they shaved Joseph because Egyptians didn't carry a beard. He was shorn and taken to Pharaoh. And that is just as simple as it sounds. But you just missed the text. Hebrews carry a beard. A Hebrew was never supposed to be in charge of the palace. Egyptians are shorn. Okay, Joseph is in prison. Joseph is in a dungeon by himself. And Joseph said, 2 years, these people forget about me. I'm nobody. And God prophetically said, shave his face. From the time you have been shorn, you're an Egyptian. You've been prepared to exist in the palace. As a prisoner, he grew beard. because he got power. But the day he felt the razor on his face, he should have been understanding that something so major is about to happen, that God is fixing my face for my office. If the intention was to return him to the prison, they wouldn't shave him. And when the razor is being rubbed on you, you're getting upset because you're changing how I look, God. You're affecting my image. You're messing up my appearance. I don't like people know I'm not an Egyptian. Why are you affecting me like this? You're making me look so weird. And God said, because you're a royal priesthood. You're a chosen generation. You're a peculiar person. You are a Hebrew, but you look like an Egyptian. And God said, I will mix up your whole appearance, because who you were is not as significant as who you will be. With your Hebrew beard, you are in a jail. And you fussing over how you look rather than pay attention to what you're going through. Oh, Jesus, help this church, Lord. Please give them this revelation tonight. You don't like how it looks. Okay, let me give you the words you use. Why you had to embarrass me? Why you had to make me look so bad? Why you had to make me look small? Why you had to make me look this way? Why you had to make me look as if I'm nobody? Why you had to make me look as if I'm what? Oh, Jesus, help this church tonight. And because you don't like how you look, you miss. Oh my God, you are missing the preparation for where you're going. They shaved this boy's face, make him look like an Egyptian, and say, go before the king. God, I am walking, going to Pharaoh. And watch this, because Lorraine sang it for me Sunday. I was supposed to preach, take me to the king. If you want to get to the king, you must look in a manner or a way that the king can receive you. Let me reverse, let me go back this side and come back again. If you want to get to the king, you could decide that your Gucci matters more, your Versace matters more, or whatever name you got matters more. But the king said, I have a standard set. And if you want to get to the king, you have to look the way the king is willing to receive you. But in the church, we pay so much attention to how we look that we miss how the king wants us to look. He is going before Pharaoh. Can I give you the second part of the revelation? He's going to the king, and his own people wouldn't know who he is. Didn't they ask you why you get so weird and so, who are you, why you acting this way? I don't know who you have become. Didn't ask you those questions. I thought we used to be close. I thought we used to be cool. I thought we used to be friends. And you stopping to explain to them when you should understand that you're going to whom? Whom are you going to? Because I'm going to the king, you can't understand how I look. Because I'm going to the king, you could never understand my appearance. So this can help some of you right here tonight. So Leon, they will accuse you of betraying them. How dare you? Let me sort that for myself. You're supposed to be Guyanese. All of us born in the same country. And you would come back here and talking as if you're somebody so great. When all of us grew up together, that's the kind of stuff they talk to you about and make you feel as if you're worth nothing. Because after all, Joseph, you are a prisoner. What this? I'm a prisoner, but my face doesn't match what I am. All right, Pastor Woodley, thank you. Who told the king about Joseph? I'm asking you again. Who told the king about Joseph? The one who dealt with the wine, and you know the wine is. The one who handles the wine always cleans you up to get you before the king. You can't listen to people who accuse you of betraying them. Because at the end of the day, your preparation was not for them. Your preparation is to get to the king. He's going. He doesn't look the way he knows he should look. He doesn't feel the way he should feel. Because after all, I don't know what they're taking me to this king for. But I'm going. When I get in the king's company, the king is going to tell me, you, I heard, could answer this question. And when Pharaoh gives Joseph the details, Joseph said, oh, this is what it is, king. You know what it is. The 7 fat ones represent 7 good years. 7 skinny ones represent 7 bad years. All the king has to do is gather all he can, and then, and the 7 bad years, when they come, you'll be fine. Pharaoh said, who in the world could have told me this? None of you could have answered this question before. I would therefore, watch what he did. I read the text and never realized what happened all my Sunday school life. I never realized what happened. Jabari, he took his signet ring off. What is a signet ring? Signature. They didn't have pens. Their ring was a signature. Whenever you see this seal on any document, that's it. The Pharaoh has said it. He took his signet ring off, put it on Joseph's hand. So every other document thereafter that carries a signet, who put it? Who then had the power in Egypt? And all the king had, I'm coming down your street in a minute, all the king had to do then, Jonathan, is sit on a throne and live. God said, Jesus said, behold, I give you. He is seated at the right hand of the Father. Look at Joseph. Look at you, Joseph. I give you power. I give you power. I will go and I'll sit at my Father's right hand. And everything that happens in the earth happened because of who? Okay. You don't understand what God did. The butler, the wine, the blood has cleansed you enough, bless you, son, has washed you enough for Pharaoh, for the king to see that you're qualified to handle the ring. And when he put it on your hand, he said, I give you power. That's what I did. I give you power. I will sit at the right hand of the Father, and I will watch you exercise power. And watch this. Let me show you why you mustn't cry after tonight. What happens is everybody who messes with you, oh Jesus, this is about the ring here now. This is about the one who's still existing on the throne. I ain't come off the throne yet. Don't get confused. I will sit and watch how they deal with your instructions. And everybody who challenges your instruction, don't deal with Joseph. Everybody who won't mess around with your head. Pharaoh said, this isn't about you. This is not about you. When you put the signet anywhere and they don't follow your instructions, then I talk. And you losing sleep because the people do not want to receive you. And the people don't understand you. But there's somebody sitting on a throne saying, I give you power. And when you just decide to execute my power, and anyone contends with my power, not you now, not you, they contend with my power, I give you the ring. What this? Because I know who I am. I don't need a ring to have power. I give you a ring to manifest signs that I have empowered you. But without a ring, I still have power. And these rings, these signets, these signs will follow them who believe in my authority. They shall, not I shall. Oh Jesus, I want to take over my jacket in this church tonight. Listen to the text. Mark 16. These signs will follow them. These signets will follow those who believe. In my power, they will cast, not I will cast out demons. Don't get confused now. They will cast out demons. They will lay hands on the sick, and the sick will recover. They will drink any deadly thing, it can't harm them. Oh my God, they'll take up serpents and scorpions. They'll speak a new language. Is that what the Bible said? They will speak with new tongues. They will speak with new tongues. Oh Jesus, Pastor Reggie. They will speak with new tongues. A Hebrew boy is talking Egyptian. They will speak with new tongues. If you are unprepared to change your language, you're disqualified from the palace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you refuse to change your language, God disqualifies you from the palace. Because what they see will speak the language I give you. Oh, Jesus. Joseph is now in a peculiar position. Do I maintain my Hebrew culture and ways, or do I transition to suit the king's ways? Oh, but God is how we always did it. We sang one song first, then we had a poem next, then we got a prayer after that. Then we have to have a dance. Then after the dance, we must have a solo. After the solo, God said you could choose to have it your way, or you could change your language to suit the king's way of doing it. And if you do it the king's way, the king will always back you up, because the king said, this boy, I know his history, but I have determined his destiny. I give him power over all the earth, and I will sit on my throne and watch my power work. Don't miss what I just said. God is not watching you work. The master is watching his power work. And we busy complaining that God, they don't want to hear me. They may not like me. I may lose so many people that I know because they said that I am not like them anymore. And they said they can't understand me anymore. And they said that ever since I started to get so deep with this God thing, it's as if we can't even get along any longer. No, we can't get along because I'm serving a king. And because I'm serving a king, our conversation must be on a kingly level. Joseph spent time with the chief butler and the chief baker. I told you that because they were close to the king. Joseph had 11 brothers. 11 brothers spoke the Hebrew language. 11 brothers played in the yard. 11 brothers rode the donkeys. 11 brothers rode the horses. 11 brothers went swimming and daddy got mad and beat them. 11 brothers did all that. But one out of the brothers is now speaking a language that the other brothers really don't understand. But on Sunday you will hear that God loves the others so much that he didn't make you forget your language, the original language. You are now bilingual. So when they come to you for help, you don't say, I don't understand you. No, you choose which language you talk to them in. Oh my God. No. When you see you deal with Jesus, you got two languages. Okay, let me give it to you from the Bible. He breathed on them. Receive Holy Spirit. John 20 at the end of the verse. Whoever sins you retain of men shall be retained. Whatever sin you forgive is forgiven. Two languages. When you encounter them, the choice is yours. You have the power. I just told you it. To determine which language you speak to them in when they come back in your circle. I just told you it. I just told it to you. When you have Holy Ghost in you, you have been activated in power. He said, receive it. You make the decision. If you want to keep them in darkness, they're kept in darkness. If you want to give them revelation, they get revelation. It's on you. Why? Because of who is in you. You're packing my power. You're packing my power. God loves you so much that unlike your enemies, he gives you two languages. The new one and the old one. You're that powerful. And you could sit tonight and think that you're reduced in terms of your power because of your appearance or your circumstance. But I just came by to tell you that you have been endowed with power from on high. Behold, I give you power, and I will sit on my throne and watch you work it. Joseph in you has to have a shave. Joseph has to have his beard shorn. The trouble with you is, it's a razor. And you see where my hand is. And you saying, I can't trust you because you're working for Pharaoh. Jabari, you're a barber. Daniel, you're a barber. You know if the razor slips. I'm a dead man. So Joseph could be objecting to being shorn because it's my enemy who's fixing me up. How could you trust your throat to your enemy to get you to your king? You see, the problem is, minister, they want their friend to shave him. Because your friend won't cut your throat. But your friend will tell you, you shouldn't shave. You're a Hebrew. You can't go, no, remember where you're from. Remember this, Joseph. Look at me, look at my face, and look at yours. We look alike. You can't go to no king, let's be. No. But your enemies will always have the razor. And God said, I will use them to fix your face to get you to me. I believe by the end of this year, some of you will be buying some major presents for some people you don't like. Your whole gift list will change. I'm for real. You're going to be sending some cards out saying thank you. I never dreamt a day would come and I could say these words to you, but thank you. And you'd go to the engraving store and say, put his name on it. Give me a plaque. I need to thank you for getting me where I am today. Stand up, we're going home. Don't worry about the face. I'm here to say to you tonight, let your face be as changed as it has to be, because the king will receive you when you look like the king. I came by to help the church, because I want you to miss what I just said. Pharaoh is an Egyptian. Bless you, son. Pharaoh is an Egyptian. The Lord bless you. I said Pharaoh is an Egyptian. Did I say that? Egyptians don't wear beards. The king looks a certain way. For Joseph to get to the king, he has to look like whom? For you to get to him, you have to look like him. And the people whom he used to make you look like him are your enemies. That's why he said, love your enemies. Why should you love your enemies? Because they get you to where I am. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. My wife could tell you this as a testimony. Sinetta could tell you this. Girlfriend could tell you this, hands down. That the person who drove her to the cross is me. Because as a spouse, when I start acting bad, she had no other place to go but to the king. And Mr. Jonel, my daughter's in the church and my son's in the church. God ensured that you got married to the person you got married to, because they'll make you get to the king. Jabari, she will make you get to God. You ain't got a choice. The person God give you as a spouse, I said, will make you get to him. And after you get to him, then he said the two you can get along. All right, Jesus. I surrender. I'm done, son.